Why do sex education matters? It matters because that kind of education that is going to educate you and impart your life, that kind of education that is going to support you, that kind of education that is going to protect you. How do you value such education? It's a kind of education that you have to hold in a very high esteem because it's not just a kind of education that will teach you about reproduction. No, it's a kind of education that covers a whole range of areas in your life. Something that will protect you, something that will impart you, something that will support you. That's the kind of education you will want to go all in. Why do the subject of sex education matters? First, it helps safety, body safety. So I look at it as putting safety first. And this kind of safety has to do with safety that protects you as a person, your body. You know when a relationship is abusive. You know when you are supposed to walk away. You know when a relationship is unhealthy. You know when a touch is safe and unsafe. You know when a secret is no longer a surprise but a bad secret. So it's a kind of safety kind of education that protects your entire you. That's one reason why that kind of education matters. Reason number two is that it helps you to grow in confidence. All of us want to be to have children who are confident, young ones who are confident. All of us want to be confident, to be able to express ourselves. Sex education teaches you that because it lets you know that you have to stand your ground. No is a sentence. No, it's something you say without feeling guilt. And it's a decision you make because something doesn't seem right. And so you are confident and bold enough to say, I don't want this. Stop this. No. Okay? So it's a kind of education that builds your self-confidence. And as you grow up, you grow with the confidence. And this confidence move from just your body image, your body protection, to other parts of your life, to other things that borders on your life. That's reason number two, why sex education matters. Reason number three is it helps you to make healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries because you know when to ask for permission. You know when to walk away. You know when something is not welcome by the other person. So it helps you to protect yourself and respect other people's space. And by the time you carry yourself with dignity and respect, the others who see you will respect you for who you are. So it helps you to uh, build healthy boundaries around your life and respect other people's space because that's what they want. So it's a kind of education that builds your two to you. That's why it matters. That's why you need that kind of education. That's why this kind of education is an ongoing education. It's something that is progressive. I've given you the third reason. Reason number four is that early awareness. It gives you early awareness about your body. It gives you early awareness about how you have to carry yourself. It gives you early awareness on how you have to treat others. It gives you early awareness on when other people are trying to encroach on your space. It gives you early awareness to know what is right and what is wrong when it comes to your body. And you will not allow other people to just treat you the way they want. You tell them how to treat you. And by the time you dictate how you will be treated, people will respect you for who you are. So sex education matters because if you start early, it gives you early awareness of what you need to stand up for and how you need to create these boundaries around your life. And not just boundaries in sex education. In every other part of your life, you know what boundaries are. And so you can set boundaries around your body, in your home, in your business place, with neighbors, and the rest of it. And so you know what is good for you as a person. That's why sex education actually matters. So do you think this kind of education is impactful? Of course, yes. That's why we want you to gain knowledge in this area so that it can help you in a lot of areas. Areas that help you to build your total self. And then the fifth one I want to talk about is that it prepares you for the future. That's why I tell you that sex education is a progressive learning, an ongoing thing. It's not a one-time kind of study. It's something you learn progressively. So if you start early teaching your children sex education, as they progress, as they grow, they keep learning. And as an adult too, the more you want to teach your children, the more you want to teach your young ones, the more you want to teach those under your care, the more you are learning new things that can equally impact you. So as instructor, as we teach, the education is something, sex education is a kind of education that is bringing up new ideas on a daily basis. As the world evolve, the education is evolving for something better that will help you in every ramification of your life. And so prepares you about the future because it lays good foundation on how you grow confidence, how you set boundaries, okay, how you respect others, how you consent to things, how you say no. You are not just pushed into doing things. You have to think things through. You have to make informed decision. It will help you to analyze situation. It will help you to be a good communicator because in sex education, you communicate your feelings. You say your pain points. You tell how people treat you. When you report an abuse or report a touch that you don't like, you are communicating your feeling. So it helps you to learn good communication skill. It helps you to be respectful. So your communication skill shows that you're a respectful person that have boundaries and know how to talk to people. And there is nothing more than you speaking to the other person in a way that show respect for the other person you are talking to. So, do you believe that sex education is an education that your children need to learn? If you think so, what's holding you back? Make it part of your child's curriculum. Teach them sex education at home. Get materials that can help them to learn this kind of education and build them. Start early. Get materials that will mold them from an early age. Get materials that can help them to start learning this kind of education as early as possible. Starting early is the code. When they start learning sex education very early, it will not be awkward. It will help them to make other decisions that you will be proud of. They will be proud of. Their future self will be proud of because it will prepare them for future life. Future life because it will help them communicate better, make good decisions, protect themselves, be safety conscious, know the kind of people they relate with, know how to walk away from trouble. When they are not sure of a particular situation, they look for help, seek for help from appropriate hands or responsible hands that can be of help to them. So keep teaching these young ones sex education. Sex education matters a lot. It's an education that will impart, support, educate your young ones.